And with that, I think we can begin. Oop. Notice how my face is not entirely in shot. What a trailer. Haven't seen it just yet. I just woke up, got myself some coffee. All right. I'm assuming you guys can hear me, and I'm assuming very much so you can. Whatever. My mind isn't fully functional right now. I woke up early today, so I'm not an 8 o'clock person. I'm normally a 10 or 11 a.m. person. I'm getting there, Rise. All right, but anyway, good. All right. Um, Hello, my co-highs. Hope you're all doing well. I'm your host, Tyranno Senpai. Welcome back to another reaction stream for Jurassic World Rebirth. You know, I'm kind of spoiling you guys lately. 2 streams, just 6 hours apart. I must be doing something right. Oh Lord, yeah, I'm still kind of mentally. Back-to-back streams kind of takes a lot out of you. Forgot I haven't done this since like the early days of streaming. As you can tell, I'm not exactly up to snuff right now. So if I sound deep voiced and exhausted, it's because now you know. I'm just tired. I just woke up. You couldn't have released this trailer like at least a couple more hours. Yes, hello, Mr. Metal. Hello, Gianmarco. Alright. I think I have left you guys waiting enough. I'm too tired to do a full-on intro. Let's just get into it. Alright. Okay. Oh, dear. Uh-huh. Well, that's fucked.
On the island we're headed to, 2
Alright.
dozen species have survived there alone.
2 dozen. 24 species.
Did experimental work.
Whoa.
Only the worst ones here.
Oh, dear. Uh-oh. It's the T-Rex. Yep. Oh, God, yeah. Oh, God, I can't wait to see this scene. With every shot, it just ends up looking better and better. Whoa, what was that sound mix? Oh, my God!
Let's go.
There's so many of the buggers.
If we get this DNA, millions of lives are saved.
Maybe we should make this quick, huh?
Alright. Uh-oh.
Time to move.
We put ourselves in a place where we don't belong.
Oh, dear.
Survival is a long shot.
That's kind of our specialty. She's scared.
Oh, it's Dolores! We finally have a look at the Aqualops. Alright. The Distortus Rex. Ah, was this what they meant by the fire-breathing T-Rex? Whoa! Oh, so we actually do get a look at the Mutadons. Okay.
The Mosasaurus.
All right. Oh, and of course they got like a revamped version of the Jurassic World theme song. I'm definitely not going to get copyright claim for that one. Oh my god! Why does this go so hard? Yeah. Whoa, wait, that's it? Ah, no. Oh. Alright, okay. Now that, Colin Trevorrow, is how you make a trailer. That is how you set expectations. Take notes. It's weird we didn't see the Spinosaurus though. I mean that's fine. I'm pretty sure the first trailer was like all we needed to get hyped for that. Me too. The scene where the man is crying to let me out. Yeah, that's scary. Overall amazing, but yeah, the Mutadons look oddly cuddleable. All right, I guess let me get a sip of coffee before we continue. Hmm. Oh God, I really needed that. Okay, right. So, shoot, should I shrink the screen or? Nah, I think I can make this work. I always feel self-conscious, like, you know, I wish I had like a proper camera and shit like that, but I don't. It's amazing. I love it, but yeah. Well, let's actually. I didn't actually get a good look at them because they were all moving so fast, so we got to pause the video like in those key frames just to see what we got. Second trailer is amazing. Just hope we have all of this in the film. Plus point is the main cast. Her acting should lift the movie. Okay. I guess now we shall go ahead into the analysis section of the video. Yes. Well, I guess stream would be more accurate term. So, so in the last few previews that we've gotten, we've had glimpses of what the second trailer would entail. Like, we see the Titanosaurus, we see the T-Rex flipping the boat over. We see the Distortus Rex, grabbing that one dude that's in the cage and stuff like that. And of course that one beautiful shot of Zora Bennett like over the railing looking down at that Mosasaurus's big eye. Like those are really cool shots. Looking forward to seeing those in the film. But now those scenes seem to have been a little bit expanded upon. And one of those is, of course, the inciting incident for Rebirth, where we see, this InGen facility somewhere in Barbados or somewhere around the Bermuda Triangle. Pretty sure one of the two. And we can see, it is an InGen facility, but we also have, this being labeled the D-Rex right here on the window here. So clearly, they made this and gave it a name. Still, Distortus Rex is a very fucking funny name. If it's just meant to be like a deformed T-Rex, why not just call it the T-Rex? Just, this is classic laboratory scene of most Jurassic movies. Well, actually, you know what this is? This is very reminiscent of the interior design of Biosyn from Jurassic World Dominion. Because if you remember that one scene where Alan, Ellie, Maisie are trying to get onto the underground transports, whatever they were, where they ran into Ramsey, there was a lot of white and orange. Actually, I'm pretty sure a lot of Biosyn's aesthetics were white and orange, if I recall correctly. I don't know if it's because they had Biosyn helping them, because I'm pretty sure even in 2010 they were a competitive company. But the coffee hasn't exactly kicked in yet, so I'm still kind of waiting for my brain to process all this information. But yeah, it's very Biosyn like. This trailer did not mention any like the last few trailers we got, especially including like the very first one we got, said that this island was the original testing facility of Jurassic Park. The original Jurassic Park, they said. And I am wondering if it might be one of two things. Is it possibly a red herring? And that's what the trailers are saying, and it's actually the original, like if it's a testing facility for Jurassic World, or much like Isla Sorna and I'm assuming the rest of the five deaths, this island was another testing facility they had just off site where they were doing these weird experiments on dinosaurs. I don't know. Personally, I am hoping it is just a red herring and that this is like a Jurassic World facility instead of a Jurassic Park one, because I feel like the lore of Jurassic Park is in such shit right now. Their continuity is basically all over the place. Every it seems that with every film there is some form of retconning, and you can't exactly have a universe if you're going to keep retconning everything. So if this is just a red herring and this is actually meant to be a Jurassic World facility, that would totally make more sense. But if it's Jurassic Park, then oh well, whatever. It's not like we haven't done it before. But yeah, we have this testing facility, and it looks like we have this little scene here of this character like reacting to something on the screen. Maybe they're going into the D-Rex enclosure. Maybe they're looking at like its vitals or whatever. Maybe they're doing tests. Maybe it's sedated, and they realize that maybe it's awake or whatever. Like clearly, there's something going on here, and these guys are now running out. There is some sort of like red mist coming from it. Again, looking very much inspired from Gareth Edwards' previous work, namely Godzilla 2014. Yeah, you didn't think I wouldn't notice that. But we have these people in these suits. I don't understand what the point of these suits are. It's not like, there's radiation. There's not like there's like any gas that might, well, actually, no, that might be a lie. They might actually be working with hazardous material, and that mist might actually be some type of gas they're going to try to use to, kill it. But clearly something goes wrong that causes this inciting incident. We have people running out of the enclosure of the I wouldn't even call it an enclosure. It's a freaking cage. Then we got this guy here. I think the suits are for the mist. Yeah. But we see this guy coming up to the door, and I'm assuming the only reason, and again, I'm pretty sure this is also inspired by Godzilla 2014. The D-Rex is getting closer to the door, so it's like 2014, right? The thing that is threatening everyone there at the laboratory is getting closer to the door, and they had to make a split-second decision of either let this guy through the door and potentially live while also potentially letting the D-Rex escape, or two, save the lives of the many at the expense of the few. In this case, this one man. And it seems that they have chosen to close him in there, unfortunately. We see him try to get to the door. We see this female character. A lot of people have been theorizing that it's Sora, Scarlett Johansson's character. But looking at that face, I think we can tell it is not Sora. I think it is actually Zora, excuse me. Their names sound so similar. But I think we can tell from this character's face, this is not Zora Bennett. I think this is just a random InGen worker. Yeah. So I think that's what we're working with. Also, I gotta say, I think that I've only seen one of Gareth Edwards' films, that being the 2014 Godzilla film. But I'm noticing that the lighting, right, is very similar to 2014's. Like most of the lab is kind of like darkened. Like there's not much lighting there. I mean, it's not the focus of attention, so maybe there wouldn't be that much light. But you do notice that there's like white lights in like the suit, which is something that was also in 2014. I'm making a lot of comparisons. I don't know. Maybe Gareth Edwards has a thing for these kind of like signature scenes where they have to make that moral decision of, oh, we gotta close that thing in there and unfortunately kill the people that are still inside, and also we're gonna have people in these weird astronaut-y looking suits. I don't know. But then we have this guy, just basically begging to be let out. He's this is a weird comparison, but this scene, like the way he's reacting right here, it reminds me of Cooper from Jurassic Park 3, right? Because you remember, when the last time we see him before he's killed, is he's gripping his arm, he's lost his gun, and he's waving at the plane, begging, Nash to stop. And you actually see him, like, crying, like, tearing up, sobbing, because he doesn't want to die. He doesn't want to be left behind. And that's just seconds before, bye-bye, Cooper. So, yeah. But the thing is, like, while that scene felt more, action-like, like, it wasn't very suspenseful. It just kind of bombastic, kind of. Like, because you had that music. This feels like something from a proper horror movie. This guy is begging for his life. Like, he's literally saying, please let me out. Like, he is begging to be let out. While that thing is slowly creeping up behind him. I do want to see, like, yeah, because we get kind of a look at the D-Rex, and I have actually kind of warmed up to the design of the D-Rex over time after seeing some promotional images and of course the toy that has been shown off around the internet. I will say, I have quite warmed up to it because, I mean, when you really look at it, it really is just a Jurassic World T-Rex with a bunch of shit wrapped around it. Like, especially if you look at that one little promotional art they have, like, at the corner of the toy box. Like, the little packaging there. It literally, like, if you remove that beluga head and those big gorilla arms, it's just a T-Rex. It literally is just a T-Rex. I've just come around to it because of this. So, yeah. Safe to say, I think I might actually be okay with the D-Rex being in here because it just is a mutated dinosaur. Yeah, we get this, it's quite gnarly looking. Like, we don't see, like, the full body or the full head. Actually, this trailer, we don't even see that much of it. I think even the first trailer showed more of it than in here. Which is baffling, to say the least. But yeah, then this, we see it, oh, yeah, look at the face of that. We see, like, it's, like, even though this is meant to look like a T-Rex, it's still very fucked. Like, look at its, teeth. The mouth is lipless because, the Jurassic Park T-Rex, like, the franchise's Rexes, they do have lips. It's just that they don't come down far enough to cover the teeth. They do have lips. They are slightly flexible from what I can see. But, yeah. People that say the Jurassic World and Jurassic Park T-Rex don't have lips, they do. It's just that they don't go down to, cover the entire teeth. This guy has no lips. The Distortus Rex seems to have what the Indominus Rex and Giganotosaurus had, which is something I dub crocodile teeth. Or, crocodile jaw, where, in real life, crocodiles, they don't have lips. Their teeth are just kind of in their mouth, and they're exposed. This guy seems to be suffering from this. His teeth are all out. They're jutting all over the place. In fact, they're so messed up. Like, look at this. Like, you can see the teeth, like, poking out from random spots. It even looks like there's a tooth coming from out of the mouth and out of the chin right over here, which is kind of fucked. But then we see it grab this dude. And in one of the previous previews, we actually see it doesn't kill him right away. It just grabs him and then does that like creepy thing where it twists him in his hand, like just does this. Now that's kind of like a typical like horror trope. With previous Jurassic World films, when a dinosaur typically grabs a human, namely stuff like Spinosaurus and T-Rex, they just use their mouth, right? Because that's all they need to do. They need to use to kill. The Indominus Rex was kind of the first example, I think, of a dinosaur grabbing someone in their hand. And I will admit, it was kind of comical. It was like, oh, so, is the Indominus Rex going to climb a very tall building and get shot down by planes? Because it looked like, I don't know, but I just felt like it was a comedic like moment of like, I don't know. I know the scene was like meant to be played off as like, oh, it can not only camouflage, but it can actually hold people in its hands. But I don't know. The way they did it makes me laugh, because it looks silly. Let's be honest, it looks silly. Like the Indominus Rex was fucked. Like, let's be real, it was not a very mentally sound dinosaur. None of the hybrids were, although I guess the Indominus Rex was better off than the other two. King Kong, King Kongly, yeah. But even when the Indominus Rex grabbed Hamada, I think his name was, she only really held him like this. And I imagine, like, had she not been shot, she would have just proceeded to bite him. But instead, what she does is, like, she throws him down and then proceeds to step on him. Oh, spit all over myself. Thank you very much. This, however, he twists the person in his hand. He's not killing him, at least not yet. He's kind of inspecting him, like he's curious about what's in his hand. And that is kind of freaky. And going back to the horror trope, like, dinosaurs are already scary enough in this franchise, hybrid or not. But there's something weird about things like especially like in paranormal films, where things twist or turn in a way that's not natural. Like, you constantly see like those horror films, like especially with ghost films, of like people that will turn their heads and they'll basically turn it a full 180 degrees, so their head is looking back to where their spine should be. Or you'll have like people, crawling on the ceiling, on their hands and feet, just looking down. It's a freaky trope, right? And this is kind of mimicking it, but it's it's obviously limited because it's a dinosaur. But the twisting motion and just it, looking at him, not eating him, but like, that is, number one, it's freaky as sin. I would rather be killed straight away than toyed before, instead of being toyed with before I'm eaten. It makes me wonder, like, if the Distortus Rex has never, like, killed a human before. Like, it's, like, I defend that one scene from Dominion. Don't get me wrong. I will not defend Dominion in its entirety, but what it gets right, it does get right. That scene where, all the main cast are together, and they run into the Giganotosaurus. We see that the Giga doesn't attack right away. My theory is that the Giganotosaurus had been, kind of separated from people for so long, being in the Biosyn Valley, it kind of forgot. Or maybe it's never encountered people before, so it didn't know how to react to them, so it was kind of inspecting them, trying to judge whether or not they were food or, something not worth bothering. And I'm getting a phone call. Fuck off. It's a 800 number. And then when the main characters start running, the Giganotosaurus instinctively, flips that switch of like, it's prey. Because if you know anything about apex carnivores, or really any predator in general, if they see a running target, shoot, even if like something like your dogs, like if they see something running from them, they're gonna chase it. So yeah, I will defend that scene. The Giganotosaurus, I don't think was doing nothing. I think it was actually, inspecting the scene and trying to judge whether or not it would be worth chasing these people down. So I will at least defend that. This is a different level of curiosity, however. Like, it has this person in its grasp, but it's still choosing not to eat it. So I'm wondering if there's going to be a scene, like, as he's being twisted, like, it's just going to bring it up to its, like, eye or something. It's just going to look at it and, like, see it and, like, kind of, just like this. Before, just devouring him. Because this guy's dead, right? There's no way he's surviving this. He is fucking dead. There is no coming back from this. And then, of course, we have, this establishing shot of this new island. I don't think it's been given a proper name yet. I think fans are still calling this Rebirth Island. Hopefully, we will get a proper name at some point. We do know where it is. It's like somewhere off the coast of Barbados, somewhere in the Bermuda Triangle, I believe. Jesus Christ, how long have we been streaming for? 31 minutes, and a majority of this, I've just been talking about that scene of the Distortus Rex. Yeah, we see them, going to the island, talking about, actually, were there subtitles? Yeah. Here we go. There are subtitles. On this island, we're headed to 24 species have survived there alone. Right, okay. So, this is another interesting point. So, at least 24, so that's 24, if you're counting at home. That's 24 different species of dinosaur and other prehistoric creatures that are on this island. Of this, we only know a few of them. We know there's Parasaurolophus. We know there's Velociraptor. We know there's T-Rex, Titanosaurus, I guess if we're going to call it that, Quetzalcoatlus, Mosasaurus, Spinosaurus, Aquilops. So that's 8 right there. I am not going to say anything about Ankylosaurus until I see it in film, but maybe it's there. I won't say anything about Maiasaur because I've heard that might be in there. I'm not saying anything about that yet either. And I don't think we can count the Distortus Rex as its own thing because it literally is just a T-Rex. In fact, I think we can eliminate the entire category of mutant dinosaurs altogether, based on the simple fact that, they weren't meant to be known about. Oh yeah, and Dilophosaurus. I guess that makes 9. So we only know less than half of the dinosaur species that are on this island. I don't think we're going to get to see all of them. I think we're only going to see just a few. And you know what? I have no problem with that. It's been a problem as of late with the Jurassic World movies, especially Fallen Kingdom, where they think more dinosaurs equals a better movie. Now, don't get me wrong. I love Fallen Kingdom, and I actually am one of the few people that does like Dominion. I don't think it's a good movie, but I like it. Where they think more dinosaurs is better. That's kind of the wrong philosophy. Having more dinosaurs is cool, but not if they have no reason to be on screen. Like, Carnotaurus is cool and all for the Jurassic franchise, but in Fallen Kingdom, it was just a punching bag for the T-Rex. Let's be honest, that's the only reason it was ever included in the film. It's because they needed something for the T-Rex to kill. So, that theory about less is more kind of applies here. We're going to try to get at my thoughts here. Um. So yeah, I am kind of curious how many more species they're hiding from us, because I know there were some Mattel toys of a pteranodon, which interestingly enough looks like a cross between the one we see in Jurassic Park 3 and the ones in Jurassic World. So I'm curious if it's the version that eventually led to the Jurassic World Pteranodon. Or maybe it wasn't, because the park was open in 2020 in 20, why am I saying 20? 2005. Fuck. Yeah, the park has been open since 2005. In this year, it is now 2010, if I remember correctly. To me, all the movies are watchable, but only two stands out: original and Jurassic World, also like original. This seems to be the third. Fingers crossed. Yep. But shoot, where was my train of thought going? Yeah, maybe this might have been one of the original pteranodons they were testing on. I don't know. I mean, we're assuming a lot about a creature that may or may not even be in the movie. All right, so then we come to this little scene here. I don't know what this is. It's, I guess, some sort of like broken down lab, or at least that bit of it is. And what in the ding dong dang is that thing? Oh, wait a minute. Wait a minute. Oh dear. I think we know what this is meant to be. It's a Mutadon, or at least it's very early stages. And boy howdy, they were fucking around with some shit. You know what that head reminds me of? This. It reminds me of the fucking Skeksis from the Dark Crystal. I hate those things. Never, under any circumstances, show your children the Dark Crystal. It will scar them. I still can't watch that movie because the Skeksis scared the shit out of me. And I swear to God, if any of you send it to my DMs or my Discord server, that's the end of our communication. Because I hate those fucks. Yeah, it just looks mangled. Oh, God. So this must have been, like, the earliest phases of the Mutadons. Because, like, you can see, well, one, it's got two heads, and it also seems to have, a limb deformity similar to the Distortus Rex, where it just had random limbs popping out. Which is interesting. But if these were the failed attempts to make the Mutadons, then what the hell are the successes like? Right. Here we go. And then we have this beautiful, absolutely stunning rendition of Rebirth T-Rex. And oh my goodness, look at it! Oh my God, it looks fantastic. Oh, it's a chunky boy. Look at it. No more of that anorexic T-Rex from Jurassic World. Look at it. It's beautiful. Oh my God. Out of all the dinosaurs that needed, that tender loving care when it came to remodeling, it was definitely the T-Rex. Now, Rexy, don't get me wrong, she actually did get a bit of a redesign for Dominion. That is actually a lot closer to Jurassic Park's own T-Rex, but this is actually leagues and bounds better than that. It's appropriately chunky. It has like the angry eyebrows. The teeth are properly thick. Like, shoot, hold on. Let me stand up for a second and let me show you one of my most prized possessions. Give me one moment. I know you guys can see my bed. I'm breaking the illusion, but that's fine. Okay, so this right here is my favorite little figure that I got, courtesy of Marco Makes. He's the guy who designed it and painted it up. This was a birthday present that I got from him. And it is a completely rubber action figure of the Jurassic Park T-Rex using both the CGI model and the animatronic as inspiration. I'm also realizing it. I'm holding it in the spot where you would not be able to see it. So here she is. This is the original Rexy in all her glory. You can see, the angry eyebrows here. You can see the thickness of the teeth. And, she's appropriately, Well, actually, this T-Rex might even be chunkier than Rexy. But yeah, look at it. This is gorgeous. But yeah, if you guys don't know who Marco Mix is, I highly suggest you follow him on his socials and of course subscribe to his YouTube channel. He is awesome. Marco, if for some reason you're watching this crazy lunatic rave about this trailer and your figure, hi. yeah. Hashtag shameless plugin. Anyway, yeah, this T-Rex is gorgeous. I absolutely love it. You know what? Oh, what if this is like a male T-Rex? Like, I don't really see the throat waddle, which is kind of indicative of the male T-Rexes in this franchise. But it could be, because I don't know. But this might end up being one of my top 3 T-Rex designs, right up there with Buck and Big Edie. Yes, I said it. I like Big Edie. Bite me. I think her color, actually, let me defend my stance on that one. Say what you will about Camp Cretaceous and Chaos Theory whenever she appeared, but her design is beautiful. I'm a sucker for the color blue, which Big Edie is. She's kind of like a bluey gray color. And also her patterning. We don't see it on any other T-Rex except for her daughter, but I'm pretty sure that's just going to be genetic. That's going to happen anyway. But the patterning, the colors, it's gorgeous. I absolutely love it. And it kind of looks natural on that kind of T-Rex. So, yeah, I will defend Big Edie's design. It does look that good to me. So, yeah, this might actually end up being one of my top 3 favorite T-Rex designs. And then, of course, we see the family here. They're trying to get away from this heckin' chonker. Oh, my God. Look at it. Look at this guy. Oh, my God. This is my favorite thing ever. We see it, walking into the river. So this is clearly going to be the river raft scene. We see it undulating its tail like a crocodile. Oh, and then they have this effect of, of it going underwater. We see there's this weird thing with water, right, where there's distortion, there's this bubble that kind of goes above something before it actually fully breaches the surface here. It's kind of like a speedboat. But we have that, and then we have that scene where we see the Rex flip the boat over, and now it's trying to attack, I think, the Delgado family. Oh my God! This fucking shot is awesome! Arr! Look at it! That's the fucking Jurassic Park T-Rex! Ah! Ooh, yes! This is exactly what we needed! Yeah, ooh! Yes, the Titanosaur guy is very happy to see that this model is here. And also, now that we have kind of a clear-ish look at the body, it doesn't look that drastically different from how the T-Rex was originally designed. I know Gareth said that the design was very Valley of Gwangi inspired, which I actually did have which I actually had the pleasure of watching just a couple nights ago. Really good film, actually. I recommend it. There is a couple of rough edges around it, but other than that, it's a perfectly fine movie. The only real difference I can see is the texturing, and that's just in the face, right? Because this guy has thick ass jowls, even for a Jurassic Park T-Rex. I have to rewatch the films again, but I'm pretty sure the Jurassic Park and even the Jurassic World Rexy didn't have such big jowls, like the jaw muscles there. I'm pretty sure it was actually quite slim. Actually, looking at my Rubbersaurus T-Rex, yeah, the jowls if you look at the front, are not as pronounced. I imagine it'd be more like this kind of thickness. So this is definitely very chunky, not just in the body, but also in the face, which I also quite like. But still, because it is still a Jurassic T-Rex, you do see a bit of the rib cage. But that's to be expected with these designs at this point. Yep. I don't think we actually get a full view of the tail though. But if we look at the Mattel toys, we see that the tail has these little bumps at the end. I can't really see any of those tail bumps, if they're even present at all. Maybe it's just a feature of the toy. I don't know. Don't quote me on that. But we have a name for the girl character now, I guess, which is Bella. And we actually see the T-Rex, now that the boat's been flipped over, I'm assuming most of the family has gotten out, except this girl. And now this T-Rex is going to try to flip the boat over to try to get to this girl. I don't know how she's going to get out of this. I don't know how she'll survive. Maybe they'll pull what they got from the novel. Because if you remember what happened in that scene in the book, if you could call it that, I don't know. The thing that got Rexy to stop chasing Alan and the kids is the juvenile T-Rex was contesting Rexy for the hadrosaur carcass that she brought down. So I'm wondering if what we're going to see is, because there's been toys of this river raft scene, there's the T-Rex and stuff, but there's also been an Ankylosaurus. So I'm wondering if the T-Rex is going to get distracted by an Ankylosaur or some other dinosaur, and that will, drag its attention away from the Delgado family. They reveal a new spinal design, and they actually made the head more accurate. Oh, okay. But, yeah. That is, God, I love this fucking T-Rex so much. We needed this one. We needed this redesign like no other, man. And then, oh god, this image. So, it's one thing to make a sauropod on a tropical island. It's another to have an entire fleet of these things roaming this tiny little island. What are they eating? This is an extinction event right here if they were set out into the world. I mean, it's a beautiful shot, don't get me wrong, but this is highly unrealistic. This island would not have any dinosaurs left because of these things. And also, I do appreciate that we won't constantly be seeing the fins on their heads and tails. That, they'll actually be mostly flat. Because it's a display structure, right? So they won't constantly have that flaring out. So I do appreciate that, they did take that into account. You can even see one flexing the spines down there. I thought they were just going to be permanently, sticking up. But no, they actually will be flattened. And you know what? That panders to everyone, I think everyone who's been complaining. You got the people that are like, oh, I don't like my sauropods with sails. There you go. I'd like my sauropods with more speculative, appendages. Well, there you go. It'll just flare up. Oh, wow. Yeah, look at that. And we even see, birds land on their backs. Now, from the Empire article, we've been told that at least maybe these two Titanosaurs here are amorous. And if we look at the reason why the film was rated PG-13 is because there were suggestive references. So I wonder if it's because of this scene. And if that's the case, that'd be hilarious. And also, I think it is worth mentioning a bit of trivia. I believe there was a scene that was planned for the Lost World Jurassic Park where two Mosasaurus were doing a mating dance. And the main characters would be caught up in it because the sauropods were knocking down trees and stuff. So the only safe place they could find was underneath the dinosaurs. Which would be the most hilarious shit if they actually brought it in for this film of all times. Oh man, that would not. Oh, imagine that. You would. Oh no, that would be a horrible way to. I wish I'd been killed if I got underneath a dinosaur as they were doing the deed. That would suck. I would rather be dead than be underneath the action. You know what? All of a sudden, I'm starting to appreciate it when Eric Kirby said, I really don't want to know. Maybe I don't want to know. Right, and then we got this shot of, like, I'm assuming they're obtaining the DNA from the Quetzalcoatlus eggs. We're here in the temple. Millions lives saved. Because the plot of the film is that they're making a miracle drug with the dinosaur DNA. Well, I guess creature DNA would be more appropriate because they're only going to take DNA from one dinosaur, probably the Titanosaurus. And then we see the mother of the nest, not too happy with the intruders, which is quite understandable. All right, this is new. This is a new shot. We have what looks like a crashed helicopter with someone still inside. I wonder if this will, again, like Jurassic Park 3, we saw that, the fate of Ben's character when, we just kind of see a skeleton just whoop, and then Amanda Kirby does what she does best and being an annoying little bitch by screaming. Say what you will. I don't care how often people defend Jurassic Park 3. Amanda Kirby was the most annoying character on the face of the earth. And I kind of wish that she and her ex-husband were killed on that island. I wish they had been gored by raptors and Spinosaurus alike. But, hey ho, this isn't a perfect universe. Shot is something out of Predator. Oh yeah, this might also be kind of Predator inspired. So maybe it's like a blend of that scene where maybe this is kind of like showing how the sequels could do better. Like this whole thing could probably be like an essay on like the flaws of the Jurassic Park sequels and things like that. I don't know. But we see, this guy's actually been here for quite a while, because we see like his hand and arm are like decaying and shit. But he's been there for a while. I don't know. It makes me wonder what kind of people were coming to this island. This is supposed to be a secret facility, right? So, who was coming to this island? Interesting. And also, might I also note, that sort of like Marvel sort of humor that was in the first trailer, almost completely omitted from this one. There is a little bit of humor sprinkled here and there, but for the most part, it's mostly absent. Then we see this character here. I'm pretty sure this is the guy that's gonna, that like hires these people to go to the island and will inevitably betray them, because we gotta have that in a Jurassic World movie these days. The first time the dinosaur appeared in the movie, that scene alike is in the trailer. Alright, anyway. I guess he's firing up a flare, either like to signal to an oncoming boat, or maybe because he's trying to like call the group over or something. Oh wait, no. We see what he's waving to. It's a helicopter. He's fired a flare, and he's trying to get a helicopter set. Yeah, this has to be the betrayal scene. He's leaving them all to die with the miracle drug. So yeah, I think this is basically us confirming this character is going to betray everyone and leave them to die on the island. And then, here we go. There it is. Our first proper look at the titular baby Yoda of this film, the Aqualops Dolores. I'm still on the fence about this choice for a dinosaur, given that, Microceratus is already in this film franchise. And also, I do think that this franchise is kind of oversaturated with ceratopsians. We have Triceratops, Nasutoceratops, Pachyrhinosaurus, Sinoceratops, Microceratus, and now Aquilops. That's 6 ceratopsians. Whereas Hadrosaurs have gotten like the shit end of the deal, and where we only have Corvithosaurus and Parasaurolophus, and that's it. And no, I'm not counting Iguanodon. That is not a Hadrosaur. There is a difference. So we are lacking in some variety. I mean, I guess they wanted something cute and small, like, so Aquilops does fit that bill. But make no mistake, there could have been, other dinosaurs they could have picked from. Anaconda 2 type quest plot. Not flower, but dino DNA. Oh yeah, Anaconda, the blood orchid thing. Yeah, I'm guessing, like, Dolores will travel with them. And we see this... Oh! Right, so, it looks like Martin, after firing that flare... Oh yeah, Pachyrhinosaurus. So there's even more than that. Right. So right, Martin fires the flare. It goes up in the air. And then we see, a little bit more of that Distortus Rex. And we can see, mostly just the silhouette, right? We don't see much of it because it's obscured by the smoke. But we see, the jaw. Like, and if you, like, stretched it out just a little bit... That's literally just the T-Rex's head. Like, obscured by the smoke. Like, you know what? This kind of reminds me of, like, the old collector's DVD art for Jurassic Park, where it's just, like, the T-Rex's mouth open over the logo. That's what this looks like. And then we also see its arms there, kind of coming from the bush. And then we see Duncan, with the... probably doing the heroic sacrifice scene that we've seen so many times. Ah, and there we go. Okay, it's a bit pixelated because of the bitrate, but we actually do have a new and much clearer look at the Distortus Rex's face. This is the one thing that we were kind of lacking. A clear look at the face. I mean, yeah, granted, the trailer did give us kind of a look, but we didn't, like, see anything, like, particularly noteworthy. But now here, we can actually see it in the light. So, yeah, we got that classic giant ballooned head, which is like an actual deformity that can happen with mutations. We see, the mangled up mouth and stuff. The tongue is, I think best in slot put it best, oddly human-like. Whereas, like, a Jurassic Park's T-Rex is a bit more pointed. This is very wide and stout. Those are the exact same word. They're the same. But it is very human-like, and that's kind of unsettling. And then, of course, we can confirm it does have eyes. It does have a set of eyes. And it is quite terrifying. And we also see in that shot, Duncan's flare does burn out. So, I think after that flare goes, he's gonna go. As like a, signifying that, like, the flare might be the end of his life if we're going to be all philosophical about it. We see the family, I guess, running into the main, like, party that's doing this expedition. I still want to know how that fucking family got on this island in the first place. I have to know, right? We got to find out how they ended up there. Yeah, I think it's safe to say Duncan is going to die. He's not going to survive. But at some point, they are running through the sewers. They're reassuring that they're not going to let them get hurt. We come to this abandoned InGen facility. And here we go. Here they are. The second set of mutations. Right. So, judging by what we can see, I don't think there's any two ways about it. I don't think these are mutants. I think these are just straight up hybrids. They don't have feathers. They have pterosaur wings. I think this is straight up just a hybrid. So even on this facility, they were... Actually, you know what this fucking is? It's a fucking dragon. It is a fucking dragon. That's what this is. It's a dinosaur dressed as a dragon. Oh, Lord. Yeah, I don't think there's any redeeming this one. I'm able to look past the Distortus Rex. This guy, on the other hand, does not belong in the Jurassic franchise. They look like something you would see in Primeval. This looks like something you would see in fucking Godzilla vs. Kong. This is not a Jurassic Park dinosaur. If you guys are really willing to complain about the Distortus Rex, look at this ugly bastard! It's just a dragon! It is straight up a dragon! Or if you really want to be that much of a stickler for detail, it's a wyvern. With like raptor claws. Yeah, we see. I guess it's they're trying to replicate that scene of like the Lost World where the raptors are trying to get in through the whatchamacallit, the workers' village. Oh, we can actually get a clear look at it from this still. It is actually quite clear. Right. Let's actually try to look at what we're seeing here. That thing is a dragon. Yeah, exactly. But yeah, it does clearly have the body plan of a Dromaeosaurus. You know, long head, long neck, very lean body. But it's mostly covered, like, there's this weird waddle on the throat here, right? It's very bird-like, almost. And then we see that the snout doesn't actually end in, like, you know, a regular snout. It's, like, just a beak. And I'm guessing that's because, you know, it's a cross between a raptor and a pterosaur. Oh, my lord. I can tell Marco is gonna really hate this thing. You knew. Fucking bug. But you're the little fucker that flew up my nose last night. But we see, you know, it has, like, these... I don't know if these are spines or if that's, like, its backbone, like, just sticking out. We see that it also has, you know, the legs are very misshapen. Like, if you remember from the posters, there's, like, warts on their legs, so they're very misshapen. The claws, this is weird, right? Because a lot of people were saying that, like, in the poster, the killer claw was placed in a very awkward position. Like, with a raptor claw, like, imagine these fingers are, like, the toes, right? This is the sickle claw, stop bending middle finger. Like, it's like that, right? But in the poster, it looked more like that, where my thumb would be, like just disconnected from the rest. But in this image, it actually still looks more like a traditional raptor claw. So I think that was kind of some Photoshop editing where they wanted to like show the claw in the poster to make it seem like it's a raptor of some sort. But they had to do it in a way where they basically had to change its morphology, which is kind of weird. Yeah, because look, even here, you can see that the claw's in the right placement. Like, you can actually see it's still, like, you know, a raptor foot. Oh, dear. I'm sorry, guys. Oh, dear Lord. I don't know about this one. If it starts breathing fire, at this point, all pretense is gone. There are fucking dragons in the Jurassic World franchise. No, do not... actually, I think I prefer this over the Hellhawks, let's be totally real. But that's probably because I prefer more reptilian designs anyway. Maybe I could... This might actually take This might take some time getting used to looking at. The D-Rex, I can at least see the T-Rex in it. This is so dramatically... I was hoping it would look more raptor than pterosaur. Which, thankfully it is. But at the cost of it turning into a dragon, why? Oh, no. Oh, and the moment these things start flying, it's going to be so much worse. Because remember, these things can fly. Oh, no. Gareth, what have you done? Oh. Ladies and gentlemen, this, right here, what you see before you, is the reason why raptors, the proper velociraptors, will have less screen time in the film. Oh yeah, and that's another thing. Even in the second trailer, we don't see the velociraptors. What the fuck? Whatever. So, Mutadons. I don't like it. Um, don't blame Gareth. Blame David. He put them. Yeah. Yeah. Oh. Oh no. I can defend so much of this franchise. I'm willing to let it get away with some abhorrent things. This is the one thing I can't let them get away with. I have said it before, and inevitably I'm going to say it again. I'm going to say it again right now. We don't need made up dinosaurs in a dinosaur movie. Especially the biggest dinosaur film franchise in the world. You could easily replace them with real dinosaurs. And yet you guys choose to make made up ones. It was fine in Jurassic World with the Indominus Rex. It was fine with the Indoraptor, although that was kind of one of the biggest critiques of that film. The Distortus Rex I can look past because if you actually take off the extra bits and bobs, it is a T-Rex. The Mutadon is just a straight up dragon. This was my problem with 65. That they just came up with these stupid ideas and stupid designs that make no goddamn sense. So yeah. In short, D-Rex, you're cool. Mutadons are not. Anyway. So now we move on to the. Oh god, I feel lightheaded. Oh god, I haven't ranted that long in so long. I haven't ranted for that long in a minute. Oh, right, and then they go off to sea and like saying they found the Mosasaurus, and we actually see a little bit more of that extended shot of it breaching the water a little bit, which gives us a better look at what it looks like from the top and from the side here, going down into the water. And then we have this beautiful scene. I'm assuming at this point the Spinosaurus have buggered off and it's now just the Mosasaurus, having its fun. We see it ramming the boat into like this little, I don't even know, like a sea stack, I guess you would call it. And then we have can we just say that despite the fact that the Mutadons are a thing, can we just say that this film will actually give Mosasaurus its due diligence? Like in Jurassic World, it was kind of like introduced as the MacGuffin for the film, because it's foreshadowed that it's going to jump out and eat the Indominus Rex not once but twice, right? Because we see it do it to the shark, and we see it do it to the Pteranodons carrying Zara. And then it was kind of like shown a little bit in that awesome prologue scene of Fallen Kingdom. And then after that, well, it kind of dwindled. And yeah, we did get that Mosasaurus attack in Camp Cretaceous. But I feel like for those that don't watch those Netflix shows, I feel like this will finally give those fans, that itch they've been so craving of, like, a Mosasaurus attacking, like, a ship in, like, an action sequence. And oh my god, this shot here goes so fucking hard, right? We have Zora Bennett hanging by her legs over the boat's railing, trying to shoot the Mosasaurus, and it is watching her. That is the most metal scene I have ever seen. Fuck, I wish I came up with a better sentence than that. But look at it! This is like Jason Statham versus the Megalodon levels of tomfoolery that I'm all for. Like, look at that! And then she nearly gets, nearly chomped in half. Like, look at that. Ah, I love this. I love it so much. Oh my god, yes. More of this, please. And that, my friends, was the second trailer for Jurassic World Rebirth. We are just a little less than 2 months away from the film's release. I am both excited and cautiously optimistic. I feel like this trailer has given us a lot to look forward to, and an additional thing to be worried about with the inclusion of the Mutadons, from loving to hating to loving. Yeah, yeah. Let's hope the Mutadons are the only problem in this film. Okay. Oh, so I do live by the philosophy that real dinosaurs should be the only dinosaurs you put in a dinosaur film. But what really matters is execution. If they can somehow, some way, make the Mutadons both interesting and, actually have a reason to exist in the franchise, I take back everything I say, except for the design. I still think it's incredibly dumb. But apart from that, this has been the my reaction, I guess, to Jurassic World Rebirth's official trailer. So, that's going to have to do. I am sweaty in this headband. It is coming off. So, that's just going to have to do it. Thank you all for tuning in and, talking and, discussing the trailer. That's going to have to be the end of it. So, if you enjoyed it and you want to see more content regarding Jurassic World Rebirth, I'm assuming we'll also get a review done whenever we can. Yeah, we'll see. But, yeah, that's just going to have to be the end of it. If you enjoyed it, leave a like, subscribe today, hit the notification bell so you don't miss anything new. All my links are in the link tree in the description down below. And until next time, this is Titanosaur signing off. Alrighty then. Take care now. Bye-bye then.